Welcome to Next Level English, the podcast where you can relax, enjoy, and upgrade your English step by step. I'm Ben.
And I'm Evelyn. This is our series, Do's and Don'ts of English in American Daily Life. Each episode gives you the right words and also the cultural know-how to avoid awkward situations.
And today's topic is one you'll definitely experience: eating out at a restaurant in the U.S. From making a reservation, to greeting the host, to ordering your meal, and even asking for the check. We'll walk through it all with real English you can use.
Because in the U.S., it's not just what you say, but also when and how you say it.
And when you know both the do's and the don'ts, you'll feel confident whether you're at a casual diner, a fancy restaurant, or just grabbing food with friends.
So let's jump into our first situation, making a reservation.
Situation 1. Making a reservation.
Imagine this, you're hungry, it's Friday night, and you walk into a popular restaurant. The host says, it'll be a 90-minute wait. Not a great start to the evening, right?
Exactly. That's why making a reservation is so important in the U.S. It saves you time and sets up the whole meal to go smoothly.
And the good news is, you don't need complicated English. A simple, polite sentence works perfectly.
Right. Something like, "Hi, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people at 7 p.m., please." Clear, polite, and natural.
That's right. And here's a useful tip. When you give your name, say it slowly and clearly. If your name is less familiar in English, it helps to spell it once. For example, I'd say, reservation under Evelyn. That's E-V-E-L-Y-N.
And if you really want to be extra clear, you can use words for each letter. For example, E for Edward, V for Victor, E for Emma, L for Lucy, Y for Yellow, N for Nancy. That way, there's almost no chance of misunderstanding.
Exactly. And sometimes you might also want to add details, like asking for a high chair, requesting a quieter table, or even checking about parking. Those are very normal questions in a reservation call.
Let's listen to the dialogue.
Hi, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people at 7 tonight, please.
Sure. May I have your name?
Yes, it's under Evelyn. That's E-V-E-L-Y-N. E for Edward, V for Victor, E for Emma, L for Lucy, Y for Yellow, N for Nancy.
Perfect. We'll see you at 7 o'clock.
Great, thank you very much.
Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 4 at 6:30 tomorrow, please.
Of course. What name should I put it under?
Alex. And if possible, could we have a high chair for a toddler?
Absolutely. We'll prepare that for you.
Wonderful, thank you. Also, one of us is vegetarian. Do you have vegetarian options?
Yes, we have several on the menu.
That's great. And is there parking available near the restaurant?
Yes, there's a small lot behind the building.
Perfect, thanks for your help. See you tomorrow at 6:30.
We'll look forward to it.
Situation 2. Arriving at the restaurant and greeting the host. Alright, so you've made your reservation, and now you arrive at the restaurant. This is usually the first spoken interaction of the evening.
Yes, and it's actually quite simple. If you do have a reservation, just say, "Hi, we have a reservation under Evelyn." If you don't, you can say, "Hi, we'd like a table for 4, please."
Exactly. Nothing complicated. And if there's a wait, the host will tell you something like, "It'll be about 20 minutes." A polite answer is, "That's fine, thank you."
And while you wait, you might want to ask, "Could you tell me where the restroom is?" Or even, "Is there a bar where we can wait?" Both are very natural.
Yes, and here's something some newcomers find surprising. In many American restaurants, if there's a bar area, you can sit there with a drink or even order appetizers while waiting for your table. It's kind of a mini experience before the main dinner. Let's listen to the dialogue.
Hi, we have a reservation under Evelyn for 7 o'clock.
Yes, welcome. Table for two, right?
That's right.
Your table is almost ready. Would you like to wait at the bar?
Sure, that sounds good. Could you also tell me where the restroom is?
Of course. Just down the hall to the left.
Thank you.
Hi there. Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Yes, could we have a sparkling water with lemon, please?
Absolutely. And just so you know, you can also order an appetizer here if you'd like.
That's nice. Maybe we'll share some nachos while we wait.
Great choice. I'll put that in for you.
Situation 3. Looking at the menu and ordering drinks, appetizers. Alright, so now you've been seated at your table, and the server usually starts by asking about drinks. That's the first step before any food.
Yes. And here's what often surprises first-time diners in the US. The menu is divided into sections: drinks, appetizers, main dishes, and desserts. And in many restaurants, you also choose your sides like fries, salad, or mashed potatoes.
One mistake is trying to rush and order everything at once. Don't feel pressured. You can just start with drinks, then order appetizers, and then your main course later.
Another common mistake is saying only one word like water. That sounds too blunt. A more natural way is, "I'll have an iced water, please."
Exactly. Adding please and a full sentence makes it polite and natural.
And here's a cultural note: bread, chips, or water might be brought automatically as a free starter. You don't need to ask, and you don't have to pay for it unless the menu clearly says so.
Let's listen to the dialogue. Here are your menus. Would you like to start with something to drink?
Yes, I'll have an iced water, please.
Sure, and for you?
I'll have a lemonade, please.
Perfect. Would you like any appetizers to start?
Yes, could we share the nachos, please?
Absolutely. They come with salsa and guacamole.
Perfect. We'll enjoy that while we look at the rest of the menu.
Sounds good. I'll be right back with your drinks. Situation 4. Ordering the main course and choosing sides. Now comes the big step, ordering your main course. In the US, especially at casual family restaurants, diners, and steakhouses, many dishes come with one or two side items, and the server will expect you to choose them.
Yes, and this can confuse first-time diners in the US. For example, you order a steak and the server asks, "It comes with two sides, what would you like?"
So here's a useful tip. Look at the menu carefully and decide your sides before the server comes. If the dish includes one side, be ready with one. If it includes two, have both chosen in advance.
And if you're not sure what to order, or if the choices feel overwhelming, don't worry. You can simply ask the server, "Which side do you recommend?" or "What's popular here?"
Exactly. That way, you'll sound natural, and you might even discover something delicious that you wouldn't have tried otherwise.
And if you want to customize, remember, say it politely. "Could I substitute fries instead of rice?" Or "Could I get the dressing on the side?" That's completely normal in the US.
And here's another tip, sauces. In many restaurants, the server might ask, "What kind of dressing would you like on your salad?" Or, "Which sauce would you like with your wings?" Barbecue ranch or honey mustard. It's common to have several options.
Exactly. And if you're not sure which sauce to choose, don't worry. You can simply ask, "Which dressing do you recommend?" or "What's popular here?" Servers are used to this and will happily guide you.
Let's listen to the dialogue. Are you ready to order?
Yes. I'll have the grilled salmon with mashed potatoes and roasted vegetables, please.
Great choice. And how would you like the salmon cooked?
Medium, please.
Perfect. And for you?
I'll have the cheeseburger with fries and coleslaw. Could I also get the pickles on the side?
Absolutely. How would you like it cooked?
Medium well, please.
Great. I'll put those orders in for you. And what can I get for you?
I like the steak, please. It comes with two sides, right?
Yes, you can choose two.
Okay, I'll take the baked potato and the salad.
Sure. What kind of dressing would you like for the salad, ranch, Italian, or blue cheese?
I'm not sure. Which one do you recommend?
Ranch is our most popular, and it goes really well with steak.
Perfect. Let's do ranch then. Thanks.
Excellent choice. I'll get that in for you. Situation 5. Small talk, and talking about the food during the meal.
The food is finally here. This is the moment everyone waits for. But then comes the question. What do you say when the server checks on you or when you want to talk about the food with your friends?
Exactly. In the US, the server will usually come back after a few minutes and ask, "How is everything?" Or, "Is everything tasting okay?"
This isn't just small talk. The server actually wants feedback. Silence feels awkward.
A natural answer could be, "It's great, thank you." Or, "Everything tastes wonderful."
One mistake is only saying good. Sounds flat. A better option is, the salmon is really flavorful, or the fries are perfectly crispy.
And if something isn't right, don't be afraid to speak up politely. "Excuse me, the steak is a little undercooked. Could you cook it a bit more?" That's completely normal in the US.
And with friends at the table, try describing the food instead of just saying, "It's good." For example, "This sauce has so much flavor," or "The mashed potatoes are so creamy." Keeps the conversation lively.
Let's listen to the dialogue. Here we go. Grilled salmon with mashed potatoes, a cheeseburger with fries, and a steak with baked potato and salad. Enjoy your meals.
Thank you, it looks wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
How's everything tasting?
Really good, thank you. The salmon is cooked perfectly.
And the burger is fantastic, the fries are so crispy.
Actually, excuse me, my steak is a little undercooked. Could you cook it a bit more?
Of course. I'll take it back to the kitchen and have it cooked a little longer. Sorry about that.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
No problem at all. I'll be right back with it.
This salmon is so flavorful, the lemon sauce really makes it.
Yeah, and these fries are amazing. Crispy on the outside, soft inside.
Have you tried the mashed potatoes? They're so creamy.
Wow, you're right. So good.
Hopefully my steak comes back just right. I do like it a little more well done.
I'm sure it will. At least they're quick about fixing it here.
Situation 6. Ordering extra items.
In American restaurants, the server usually comes back during the meal, not just at the end. They'll often ask, "Can I get you another drink?" or "Is there anything else I can bring?"
Right. And here's something that surprises first-time diners in the US. Some drinks come with free refills, like soda, iced tea, or black coffee. But others, like juice, lemonade, or alcohol, do not.
If you'd like another drink, a natural way is to say, "Yes, could I have another iced tea, please?"
And if you don't want more, it's polite to say, "No, thank you, I'm fine for now."
You can also add food while you're eating. For example, "Could we add an order of onion rings to share?" Servers are used to this, and it's very normal.
Let's listen to the dialogue. How's everything tasting so far? Can I get you anything else?
Everything's great, thank you. Could I get a refill on my iced water?
Of course. And for you?
Yes, could I have another lemonade, please?
Absolutely. Anything else for the table?
Actually, could we add an order of onion rings to share?
Sure thing. I'll bring those right out. Situation 7. Asking for a to-go box.
Here's something that surprises a lot of first-time diners in the US. Taking leftovers home is very common and completely normal. People call it a to-go box.
That's right. In some countries it feels unusual, but in the US it's totally fine. If you can't finish your food, you can simply say, "Could I have a to-go box, please?"
Sometimes the server will take your plate to the kitchen and pack it for you. But in many casual restaurants, they'll just hand you a box and let you pack it yourself at the table.
And here's another tip. If you still have a non-alcoholic drink left, you can also ask, "Could I take this to go?" The server will usually bring you a cup with a lid. Let's listen to the dialogue. How was everything tonight?
Really good, thank you. I'd like to take the rest of this salmon home. Could I have a to-go box, please?
Of course. I'll bring one right over. Here you go. Would you like me to box it up for you, or would you prefer to do it yourself?
I'll do it myself, thank you.
No problem. Situation 8. Paying the check and leaving the restaurant. So you've finished your meal. In the US, you don't walk up to a counter. Instead, you ask the server for the check right at your table.
That's right. Just say, "Could we get the check, please?" or "Can I have the bill, please?" The server will bring it in a small folder.
If you're paying with cash, you put the money inside and leave it on the table. If you're paying by card, place your card in the folder, and the server will return with a receipt for you to sign.
And here's the big question. Do you have to leave a tip? In sit-down restaurants in the US, yes, you are expected to. It's not optional because servers rely on tips as part of their income.
Exactly. The usual amount is 15 to 20% of the pre-tax bill. 15% is the minimum for okay service. 18 to 20% is standard for good service.
If the service was truly terrible, you can leave less, but it's rare to leave nothing. That would be seen as very rude.
And this rule mainly applies to sit-down restaurants with table service. In fast food places, coffee shops, or takeout counters, tipping is not required. Sometimes you'll see a tip jar or a tip option on the screen. That's optional.
One more important note. In some restaurants, especially if you're in a group of 4 or more, the tip may be automatically included in the bill. This is called a gratuity or service charge.
So always check the receipt before writing in a tip. If the gratuity is already included, you don't need to add another tip. Otherwise, you'll be tipping twice.
Exactly. And once you've paid, don't just walk out silently. It's polite to say thank you to your server or host on the way out.
Let's listen to the dialogue.
Excuse me, could we get the check, please?
Of course. I'll bring it right over. Here you go.
Okay, let's see. The total is $120. Oh, look, it already says gratuity 18% included.
Ah, so the tip is already added, right?
Yes, it's part of the total. That means we don't need to add another tip line or we'd be tipping twice.
Got it.
Thanks so much. Everything was wonderful.
Thank you. We're glad you enjoyed it. Have a great evening.
Thank you, it was great. Have a good night.
So that brings us to the end of today's episode, Eating Out in the US. We covered everything from making a reservation, talking to the host, ordering drinks and sides, enjoying your meal, asking for a to-go box, all the way to paying the check and leaving politely.
Exactly. And notice, it's not just about the words. It's also about knowing the little cultural habits.
When you understand both the English and the culture, you'll feel much more confident the next time you're at a restaurant in the US.
And remember, don't just listen once. Replay these dialogues while you're commuting, cooking, or relaxing before bed. The more you hear them, the more natural they'll become.
Thanks so much for joining us today on Next Level English. If you found this episode helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's learning English.
Keep practicing, keep smiling.
And take your English to the next level.